Hey guys, I lost the first little bit of video here, but we're going to take up when I get back into it. Okay, so I had to make some changes there, some settings, so sorry about that. Kind of missed out on some interim, but it was just more of the same. I continued progressing towards my waypoint, which is the helicopter crash, and made it to this barrel here. I ran into a couple of NPCs, but they were just reds. I was able to gun them down. One of them dropped some decent pants for me, so now I am ready to see if there's any loot on the ground here, which it looks like I am the first one here, so I have lucked out. I'm going to go ahead and equip this and hope for a good weapon here. Nice blue G36 would be awesome, but I will take an SMG any day. Let's get some food. Let's see what we got here. Also equip those. And some medicine, which is precious gear here. Good flashbang, awesome. Okay, let's warm back up real quick. So in case you're new to this here, you'll notice that the helicopter crash is up there, but what we have going on is that all the loot is on the ground below it. When I first started off, I was racking my brain how to try, and get up to the actual helicopter crash. I thought there'd be a loot crate or similar in the actual wreckage, and that's never the case. It's always the case that, you go to wherever the helicopter wreckage is and the shit's on the ground below it, but you need to get there quickly because other players in your area can go by. You don't have a personalized, so to speak, helicopter crash. What I'm going to do, just so I have a general waypoint, is set this hideout here, and I'm going to try and run to there as I make my way to the perimeter of the dark zone. Perimeter, outskirts, whatever. Core body temperature drop. Which is apparently this direction. So you can see that dude got killed by the cold. It's definitely doable, but it's calculated risk that you have to take. I've got a little bit of gear, but it is fucking freezing here. At this point, I hear some dudes off to my right. I am avoiding them like the plague. Right now we want to be a little mouse, a little mouse rat, and just run around and gather up supplies as much as possible and avoid confrontation completely if at all possible. Of course, again, if you're running reds, you can take them out pretty easily even with just the pistol. So if you have something like I picked up with this SMG, you can just wreck them, no problem. Like I talked about pretty extensively in one of my other vids. Okay. Like I talked about pretty extensively in one of my other vids, the particle effects of the fire barrels are critical here because they help you see what's going on from a distance, so that you can find warmth like this almost immediately from a distance whenever you need it. I know I'm kind of rambling here, I'm sorry. I'm really distracted by trying to run through and actually get this done. So another thing that is really important in survival is to deconstruct things, so that's what we have going on here, so that we have more to craft. Okay. Probably can't construct my filter yet. Yeah, I know I could have done all three of those at once. I didn't realize I had so much fabric, so that's my bad. Here where time is effective. Alright, Looks like I need tools in order to get this done. There were some right outside. So I'm gonna run and grab those real quick. Pretty sure I came in this way.
Drop in core temperature detected. Alert. Engine temporarily stabilized.
Was there some stuff back here, if I'm not mistaken? There was a backpack in the alley before I took out those 2 NPCs. Yeah, here we go. Cool. We're actually gonna go this way, back out onto the main street. Continue in that same direction. Again, with the motes of flame, the sparks, whatever. Really call your attention to a warm spot every so often. Let's just head to this landmark, see what we can find out. Cool. So that's actually kind of back the way we came, which will be handy. There's also this stuff, which is very misleading, I've found, that you think, you know, you're desperately running for warmth, and you see some orange light, like it's maybe a hideout or a shelter or something like that, and nah, it's just a random street light, and it doesn't help you out at all. We do not want any part of what that guy is selling, so luckily he didn't notice me. I'm just going to run away. This is going to be kind of a long vid, guys, because survival games take about an hour and a half or so per run to complete. If you don't get, you know, your shit pushed in right off the bat. And I don't want to sound like a fucking douche, but I think I'm pretty good at survival. Got a few things figured out. I'm still, you know, obviously learning how shit works and what the best approach is. I get to take down a hunter solo, which is one of my goals, and I just ran into those 2 assholes, so I'm gonna do a quick recon. Yeah, looks like they're just a couple reds, so I'm gonna take them down. Nice, we'll take that. Yeah, looks like that is not an upgrade. We're gonna keep going, but we're gonna pop some medicine first. Now, this is one of the things I'm kind of struggling with, is when to use the medicine, because the more you use it, the less efficacious it is. And this is a word I learned from my wife today, as opposed to effective. Apparently it's a medical thing. So it's still effective, it's just less effective, because I guess you build up a tolerance to it as part of the game mechanic. So should you use the medicine early on, or should you wait and use it, you know, later when time is more of a factor? Now this may be an error right here, because there's a dude there, and there's a dude here, and there's a yellow down the way. So I think I'm actually going to let them duke it out between themselves, and I'm going to haul ass around this way. Back to the medicine question, I don't know if it's a better strategy at this point to take the medicine as soon as you get it to, you know, stave off your infection, or if you should save it and that way you have it, you know, later when you need it, and it will give you the biggest bonus, the biggest time bonus on there later in the game when shit is getting down to the short hairs. So that is something I'm still figuring out. And you'll notice I'm getting more blues here and such as I run around and collect stuff, because the closer you get to the dark zone, the better the shit that you pick up is. So that is why I make a beeline for the dark zone perimeter. I'm really lucking out with gear as far as warmth. Also, another thing to note, you can only carry 3 of each thing, boys and girls, so that'll help you determine you know what you eat or drink or whatever, because if you have 3 of one and 2 of another, you'll want to make room by consuming the one you're full on. At least that's what I've been doing, and it seems to have been working out okay. I haven't found any water or soda or anything yet, so I'm gonna need to find some of that shit. Well, there we go. The reason I'm gonna need to find water is because that directly affects my scavenging. Not scavenging as a game mechanic, but, well, kind of. I don't know if it, affects scavenging as far as actually, a buff or a stat or whatever, but I do know that when you're thirsty, you can't detect shit as easily as you would if you didn't have the thirsty debuff. At least that's my understanding of how it works. Hunger is your health regeneration. Thirst is how far away you see shit in that little orange outline and whatnot. So when I'm in this phase of the game, where I am just desperately running around looking for shit, being able to see it in this fucking shitstorm is very, very handy. In fact, I dare say essential. So we're going to make sure that we do not let ourselves go thirsty if at all possible. Now, these yellow crates and this sort of shit right here, I know they did that shit on purpose because it really distracts you. It looks like a fabric crate when it in fact is just nothing. I'm gonna have to use a med kit here. I made maybe a tactical blunder because I took on three cleaners by myself when I really wasn't geared at all. The game did decide to smile on me though by giving me a fire barrel right here, so that was definitely fortuitous. Some good ass luck right there.
Body temperature dropping below normal levels.
Let's go ahead and take that. And it sucks that I had to blow that med kit. I could have perhaps tried to tough it out and then just healed up with food. That is another viable strategy. The problem with that is, had I dropped, I would have ended up using a med kit anyway. So, to revive myself, there's just kind of a, I don't think I can get through here. That was just a judgment call that I made, and those are the sorts of snap decisions that you have to make in the game, and why survival is so fucking awesome. Just those tactical decisions that you make on the fly that can affect you down the road. Just are fantastic, which is why I love this game mode so much. Should I have done that? Should I have not? Who knows? I could have ended up dying. I could have come out a little bit ahead because they're running very thin margins in survival, boys and girls, and that's why every little decision counts. Like, do I engage these guys? Not 100%. It's purple, purple, purple. Yeah, no. So this landmark might be a little something that's a little too big for my britches right now. I am going to actually set a waypoint over here to give myself kind of a general way to go. Actually, oh, fuck that. I'm going to set one right here. No, here. There we go. Okay. And I am actually going to leave these guys well alone. That said, I also might fucking freeze to death because I fucked around so long. But it looks like there's a barrel right here, so... Again, the cold isn't as big a deal as a lot of people seem to think it is. There's definitely mechanics in place. I should really learn how to fucking talk one of these days. There's elements in place in the game that allow you to deal with the cold pretty effectively, and you have to pay attention to it, obviously, but it's not something that's gonna kill you unless you really fuck up. Let's see if I can get out right here, and I can. Fantastic. You can also warm up at cars that are on fire, but with shit like that, don't be like me, kids. Don't be an idiot and run all the way into the fire and light yourself on fire. Because the old adage goes, build a man a fire, keep him warm for a night. Light a man on fire, he's warm for the rest of his life. And we don't want to be burning to death, so... Might have aggroed someone, but I am just going to keep running. Because I don't necessarily have time to get into a fight right now. The fact that fire hydrant is spewing out water is pretty crazy. That shit should be frozen fucking solid. At negative 32 degrees C, I should be fucking frozen solid. But fuck it, it's a game. We're gonna cut across here, see what we can find out. See what we can see. There might be a shitload of loot here, but I'm kind of playing it safe right now, I guess. Yeah. Cool. Working my way towards my waypoint that I set. These are just handy for navigation.
Body temperature dropping below normal levels.
One thing I need to learn here is the map better as far as how it generates in survival in terms of where you can go to loot what sort of resource, because you can get tools in certain areas, and you can get fabric in other certain areas, and you can get medicine, most importantly, in like hospitals and shit like that. So learning that would be pretty smart. Okay, I'm gonna pop down here real quick just to get out of the cold and not go all the way in, because this is gonna be a contaminated area, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna check it out. Anyway, if it's a contaminated area, obviously I'm going to stop short of going into it because I don't want to fucking die. But if it's not, I'll see if I can clear it out. Underground is great for getting loot. It's also great for getting killed. So gotta be careful with these little loot trains. You can pop around a corner, walk right into a yellow heavy who just fucking smokes you. Usually there's a contamination down here, so it's interesting that there's not. I thought that was a trap for a second there. A little bit of a pucker factor. Ah, see, here we go. Isn't there a third guy? No, some pipes. Okay. And looking into a blue weapon early on was pretty awesome. I remember one time I lucked into blue G36C, and that was pretty fucking awesome. So I was pretty happy about that. These guys both dropped the blues. That's awesome. Okay, that's gonna get deconstructed. And let's see here. Who knows? We're gonna take that. Okay, looks like this is the boss fight right here. We got a couple of we got a batsman, we got a purple engineer, and we have a red cleaner that I can see. I am going to try and grenade this motherfucker, sneak up on him. He's going to rush me, and there's a guy shooting me in the back. Yeah, now I don't know who was shooting me in the back, so that is bad. I'm gonna come over here and see if I can run right here. Awesome, okay. Let's see if I can make it over here without getting decked by that turret. Awesome. Blind fire this guy down, because he's just a red. Where the fuck is that turret? I hear it, I can't see it. Interesting. Interesting. That turret can ruin my day. If I'm not careful. Did he put it somewhere retarded? He might have. Alright, had to blow another med kit here. Man, nothing else. That turret is fucking annoying. Oh shit, there it is. It's gonna kill me. This might be it. And we're done. And not seeing that turret was a huge error right there, and it cost me the game. So, you know, live and learn. That's still one of the things that I was checking out. As far as, that's one of the things I'm still learning. As far as how to, you know, find turrets like that when you can't see them, but you can hear them. You know that maybe they're on the ground and he's baiting you in to close with them. So the AI is really cool. Either that or the AI isn't that cool, and I just suck. You know, I am willing to admit that. Let's see what we ended up with in terms of rank and gear and so on. I'm pretty sure a mechanic of who you outlasted kind of figures into things, how long you lasted, and so on. I know I killed a bunch of people, so didn't break out of novice. Oh man, that is pretty sad. Let's see what we got though. All right, here we are. We're going to see what we ended up with in our sealed cache. Looks like we're going to get a high-end item and a high-end gear set item. So let's see what's in the box. Okay, you know, I'm actually building a defense set, so that could be cool. I don't know that holster is going to be any good because I think I have a pretty decent one already in this guy here. Actually, in this one here. With armor, 1200 rolls on the bonuses there, and you know, armor already with recovered is really cool. So you know, this might actually be kind of junk. So yeah, go ahead and melt that. For our defense mask, electronics. These are good. This I'm not so sure about here, and obviously, um, you know, on a mask we want, well, at least for my builds, we want armor damage, elite damage, and so on. So this is actually pretty sweet. Critical hit chance on a defense mask is actually pretty awesome because you're going to be using an SMG so much with your shield up. So that's pretty rad. I'd probably re-roll this to stamina or firearms, one of the good ones. Um, yeah, probably firearms, I would guess. But given that it's a defense item and it's like a tanky build, I might go for stamina. But yeah, that's actually a pretty sweet little mask. So not a bad bit of loot for 23, 24 minutes worth of gameplay. That was actually really fun until I made that mistake and it cost me the game. But I can just head right back in and try again and continue to learn from my mistakes. So we're gonna have some more survival videos going forward because it's really what I'm doing the most of right now. I'm really enjoying survival in terms of gameplay, and the rewards you get are fantastic. I mean, that's where I got my awesome G36C that we see right here. In this current Alpha Bridge build that I'm running, gives me 298k DPS while maintaining 342,000 toughness. So it's a pretty sweet little build. I can solo all sorts of shit, and with a buddy of mine, I can duo just about anything. So it's pretty sweet. We're gonna head back into survival here, and hopefully have some more for you guys coming up soon. Thanks for coming out.